The only limitations in life are those you impose on yourself. Today, it's all about encouraging you to step outside of the limitation zone. Hello, 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 and a happy Wednesday to you. You are listening to the Manifesto on Purpose show. I am the host, Kimbaley. I am here to help you manifest on purpose. I have a very special birthday shout out today. This week, the Manifesto on Purpose show is celebrating 3 years. Manifesto on Purpose became a podcast on January the 14th in 2021 and is still around. It could not be, though, had it not been for you, the listeners. So thank you so much. No matter if you've been here for 3 years or if this is your very first episode, thank you for sharing this with other people. Thank you for subscribing on the website and showing your love and support. Thank you to our sponsors for their ongoing support. The God in me loves the God in you. Today, I'm going to be urging you to step away from limitations. It is something that holds a lot of people back, and we're going to talk about that today. But before we get into that conversation, let's get warmed up by hearing the numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 Numerology app. Today is Wednesday, January the 17th. The sun is in Capricorn, the moon is in Aries. It's a 9 universal month, a 3 universal week, an 8 universal day. The higher you set your sights today, the better you're likely to achieve them. With that in mind, set your goals, define your intentions, and exactly what it is you wish to accomplish. Finally, make it your business to go all out to the objective of reaching the top. Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, and those born on the 8th, 17th, and 26th of any month shouldn't have a problem doing the same, especially. Once again, that is the numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile app. You can find that app at a star 8 ASTAR the number 8.com. You can download it on Google Play or on the App Store, and you can also find it at linktree/numbers and you. There's more in store for 2024. Manifest on purpose in 2024 by getting your numerology forecast for the year. It lets you know what to expect and when, so you can make choices and decisions that ultimately leads you to success. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Get your numerology forecast for 2024 at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. If you're loving the Manifesto on Purpose show, you should check out the Manifesto on Purpose community. When you join the Manifesto on Purpose community, you get ad-free exclusive content. I take it a step deeper in the community. Show your love and support by clicking on that link in the description below. Now, let's get back to the show. You know how sometimes parents think they know what's best for their children? Well, it was my boys that taught me the lesson that I'm going to deliver today. Just like a lot of parents, I too thought I knew what was best for my children. We want our children to grow up in a certain way and do things how we feel they should. I learned when my children became young adults that it just doesn't work that way for several reasons. Number one, their dreams are not my dreams. Aside from that, each individual has their own unique purpose and journey to follow. And let's just face it, most of the time, they do what they want to do anyway. But I can't even blame them for that because what we mostly want for them is either something we wanted and never did for ourselves, and most of the time, it reflects our limiting beliefs, which will only hold them back. But I tried it anyway, though, and I found out that everything that I thought they would not be able to do, they succeeded at it all on their own. For example, with my baby, my youngest son, yes, no matter how old he gets or how old they get, they will always be my babies. Anyway, with my youngest, I remember advising him on going to job interviews when he was looking for employment. You have to dress nice, be nice, iron that shirt, and all of this other nonsense I was telling him. At some point, he must have said, Mom, I got this, because I backed up and started letting him do his own thing. It made a huge difference too, because whenever he tells me I have an interview, I can count on the fact that he has the job. I've even teased him from time to time, saying to him, What do you say to them? Limitations. They are the imaginary boundaries that we set for ourselves. Because we are unlimited by nature, these boundaries are unrealistic. Boundaries can help us or hurt us because we use boundaries for protection or we can use boundaries for fear. We all have access to unlimited potential through the source of all creation. If you can't see it, it is because you don't fully acknowledge and believe in it. In order to exercise our unlimited potential, we have to release limitation. We have so much to focus on that our mind helps us out by creating automatic programs of the experiences and responses that it thinks is best for us. Sound familiar? It's the same thing that some parents do to their children. It's the same thing I did to my boys. When I think programs, I think computers. A computer is also programmed by what is put into it. So let's just imagine that your computer, your mind, can print a document containing every program that's running in your mind. I promise you this, you will be surprised at what is playing within you on a continuous basis. Some of those programs may even be limiting beliefs. I want you to keep in mind that something subconscious is something that is beneath the surface. Think of a submarine. It's underwater. You could be limiting yourself and don't even know it. That submarine can be there, but you may not know it because you can't see it on the surface. Perhaps you were taught not to trust through a previous experience. Maybe you felt that you left that experience in the past. but it could be still there, affecting each relationship you encounter. You know the one. Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. I'm over that. I'm done. But still, there's a wound there. You just don't know that the wound is still there. Little do you know, mistrust has created a limitation that may be preventing you from experiencing a healthy relationship. I only touched on relationships, but I want you to know that limitations could be lurking in any area of your life. What area of your life are you limited in? I mentioned earlier about the birthday of the Manifest on Purpose show. One of the biggest things that I've learned during this journey so far is to avoid limitations. There's this oracle deck that I love using. It's called the Energy Deck. My favorite card in that deck is called Adjacent Possibilities. And on this card, there's pictures of many doors, and these doors are open. And the meaning of that card is really saying that there's more than one possibility for people. A lot of times, people just see one door opening. And once that door closes, they think that their possibility is over. That is when limitation comes into play. The person then wants to know, why are they stuck? The reason why they're stuck is because there's several open doors, but instead of going to one of the adjacent doors, they decide that they're going to stay at that same door and knock on that door, hoping that someone will open or something will open on the other side. Look, I know this is not you, but for whoever does this, all it is a fear of the unknown. Some people even butter it up by saying sticking with the familiar. It always feels safe in the comfort zone. But in order to grow, you have to step outside of the comfort zone. That submarine may be beneath the surface, but if someone's looking for it, there's a way to find it. Just like your limitation, some of those programs may be beneath the surface, but you can find out what those limiting beliefs are in order to move forward and manifesting the things that you want to achieve. Your life itself will tell you where you're limited at. If there's any areas in your life that you feel stagnant in, that's where your limitations are. These are the areas that you should place your focus. You need to ask yourself questions. I'm going to suggest my favorite question for this one. Why? If it's an area that you're stagnant in, the very first question should be, why am I stagnant in this area? And continue to ask why until you get to the root of the problem, until you get to the limiting belief that's keeping you stagnated and holding you back. Once you get to the bottom of that limiting belief, when you find out what it really is, prove it wrong. If that limiting belief is that you can't trust people, find instances in the lives of people around you that have been able to trust others. Find instances in your own life where you have been able to trust others and that others have been able to trust you. When you see that it's not really true that everybody can't be trusted, you have to let go of that false belief. You have to come to terms that that belief is not necessarily true and that it should not hold you back from the things that you want in your life. For some reason, my son always had that determination throughout his life. Even as a child, he always was determined that whatever he wanted, he got, no matter what the rules said, no matter what anybody else said. He always seemed to come out on top, whether I believed he could or not. The same is just as true for the Manifest on Purpose show. While a lot of people felt like that I couldn't do it, or that I had to do it this way, or that it just would not work, I made it work anyway. And you should too. Stop limiting yourself. Step outside of your comfort zone. You are an unlimited being. The world is full of adjacent possibilities. Don't stay stuck at one door thinking that because it came to you in that way the last time, that that's the only way it can come to you. Sometimes you have to knock on those doors that you have never been to before. You have to be willing and ready to step into the unknown. A lot of times, whatever it is that you're looking for may be right there under your nose, but you'll never know until you step outside of the limitation zone. Because the only limitations in life are those you impose on yourself. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.